found in numerous patients of mine who had dry hair and an oily scalp, which are sort of an oxymoron, is when I asked them to back away from shampooing for a few weeks to actually mitigate the dry, breaky hair, and by the way, some flakiness that they saw on the scalp despite all the oiliness, is that within a few weeks of stopping shampooing altogether, the oiliness of the scalp did recede and the scalp became normalized, as well as the hair becoming a whole lot less breaky and a whole lot less dry, which made it healthier looking. Shampooing of the hair, as in using detergent-containing products applied to the hair in the shower, rinsing them into the hair, lathering into the scalp and the hair, and then washing them away is a very pervasive practice in the United States of America as well as worldwide. Now, being this pervasive of a practice, obviously it has to have some benefits, no? Shampooing has a lot of myths and misconceptions tied to it. A lot of them are a result of a very aggressive campaign led by the skincare industrial complex, or the SICK, over decades and decades, probably close to a century, since shampoos were launched onto the market in the early and mid part of the 20th century. This aggressive campaign led to hundreds of millions of people using shampoos worldwide without question, thinking they're getting some sort of benefit. Well, let's take a look at some of the myths and misconceptions regarding shampooing of the hair. Number 1, the hair must be shampooed regularly because of the dirt, the oils, or the bacteria. That is actually false. Beyond providing a certain benefit as far as texture to some people and fragrance to others, shampooing doesn't really have any clear health benefits. The so-called oils, dirt, bacteria, or other microbes are actually a part of the upper layers of the skin and make up parts of the skin barrier. So washing them away is not without a cost. You're actually losing these ingredients for which the scalp has to make up and create and repopulate those elements to put them back in their place. That applies both to the scalp and the hair shaft. So washing those elements away can actually lead to compromise of the skin barrier, can lead to compromise of the hair shaft surface, and can lead to dryness, to flakiness, to potential irritation or breakage of the hair. If you like the effect of your shampoo for whatever reason, you like the fragrance, you like the texture, go for it. Just remember, shampooing does come with a price, and the price could be compromising of the upper layers of your skin and potential damage down the road. Myth number 2, if I don't shampoo my hair regularly, my scalp will be oily. Well, that's a tricky one. For some, actually, the scalp does become more oily when they back away from shampooing for a number of days. That stops being the case in the majority of people once they actually stop shampooing for a longer period of time, as in 2 or 3 weeks, at which point the scalp oiliness does recede, and the scalp will feel a whole lot less oily once you actually take that plunge and back away from shampooing for a longer period of time. What I found in numerous patients of mine who had dry hair and an oily scalp, which are sort of an oxymoron, is when I asked them to back away from shampooing for a few weeks to actually mitigate the dry, breaky hair, and by the way, some flakiness that they saw on the scalp despite all the oiliness, is that within a few weeks of stopping shampooing altogether, the oiliness of the scalp did recede and the scalp became normalized, as well as the hair becoming a whole lot less breaky and a whole lot less dry, which made it healthier looking. What likely happened after a few weeks of withdrawing from shampooing is that the oil production on their scalp normalized, and that eliminated the need for them to shampoo their hair regularly. All of them were fine washing their hair semi-regularly with water only. Myth number 3, the hair must be conditioned regularly. That is false. If you have normal hair or oily hair, you don't need to condition your hair at all. Conditioning is a process that softens the hair shaft and sometimes adds a layer of protectant over the hair shaft to compensate for dry hair. If you don't have dry hair, you don't need to condition at all. You may need to condition after washing your hair with shampoo, drying it up, washing off all the elements that are responsible for conditioning in the first place, and then compensating for that with a factory-made conditioner, with an artificial solution to a problem that you've created by shampooing. Conditioners can be rinse conditioners or leave-in conditioners, and some people love using vegetable oils as leave-in conditioners, such as coconut oil, shea butter, or argan oil. Those work really well in small amounts over the scalp and can have tremendous value in conditioning the hair in people with dry, sensitive, and frizzy hair. Myth number 4. Daily hair care routine can prevent or slow down hair loss. That is false. Hair loss is a very broad category of conditions with many underlying factors, including genetics, nutrition, endocrine issues, medications taken by the patient, autoimmune conditions, and more. Some hair care practices, such as very tight braiding of the hair, can lead to traction, which over time can lead to traction alopecia or hair loss. Treating the hair or the scalp with harsh chemicals or with heat can lead to persistent irritation of the scalp, which can eventually lead to some forms of hair loss or make other forms of hair loss worse as well. However, no hair care routine is known to address any of the root causes that lead to hair loss. Consult your dermatologist for more information regarding your specific concerns. Myth number 5. Hair dye can lead to hair loss. That is generally false. Hair dye can lead to changes in the texture of the hair, meaning it can lead to dryness of the hair shaft and to thickening of the hair shaft, and that may require consistent conditioning of the hair to make up for that dryness and those textural changes. But it does not generally lead to hair thinning or hair loss. If you're dealing with extreme dryness due to hair dyeing, consider using a conditioner, more effectively a leave-in conditioner, and take into account the points I've made about leave-in conditioners and vegetable oils to mitigate your problem. If you'd like to see more videos like this, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Also, don't forget to share and like this video. For more information about skincare scams, shenanigans, and tomfoolery, including hair care, pick up my book, Six Skin Skincare Made Simple, on Amazon.com, now available in audio. More great content coming your way right from this channel. Thanks for watching, and God bless.